Good evening. I'm Greg Floyd.
And I'm Dory Marlin. Our top story here tonight, a 5-year-old boy still missing tonight after being abducted by 2 men in ski masks.
It happened early this afternoon on Thatcher Park Road, right off Route 157 in Berne. CBS 6 has learned that police will be executing a warrant to search the inside of that home tonight. 5-year-old Kenneth White was wearing jeans and a checkered white short-sleeved shirt. He has a Mohawk-style haircut. Investigators say one of the men pinned out a 19-year-old woman who was there at the time, while the other snatched Kenneth. The pair took off in a black pickup truck.
We do have team coverage tonight. Kimberly Howard is live at the State Police substation in Fultonville. That's where the biological mother is being questioned. But first, we want to head out to Craig Smith, who is live at the scene of the crime in Berne. Craig?
Dory, Greg, it could very well be that search warrant has already been executed. And right behind me is the reason why. Take a look. This is the house on Thatcher Park Road. And a lot has changed here since we last reported from this scene at 6:30 tonight. There are more police cars here. There are police cars on the far side blocking access to this area of the house. And we are being kept farther away from the house. We haven't been told exactly why that is, but the police are up there investigating. Some of the family members who are connected to that house drove by here a few minutes ago and asked whether they could get through here. I said, well, you'd have to talk to the police. And a sheriff's officer came down and told them, you got to go to the station because that's where everyone is. So we're not exactly sure exactly what has changed here. Nobody is saying anything to us officially, but there are more interviews going on as far as we know. According to the sheriff, Craig Apple, this is a home that's owned by Brenda and Ken Van Alstyne. They are the legal guardians of Kenneth White. And the story the police are telling, the story that they've been told, is that it was the Van Alstyne's daughter, their 19-year-old daughter, who was in the house and was essentially attacked by 2 men who then took off with the boy. That's what police have been looking into. And my colleague, Kimberly, is out in Fultonville. Kimberly Howard, she's been at the state police barracks out there in Fultonville, and she has more on what happened here today. Kimberly?
Well, you know, Craig, here in Fultonville, a lot more of that hush-hush that you're seeing at the scene. We do know, according to the sheriff, that the boy's biological mother, Christine White, was questioned here at some point, but state police would not tell me what may have been said during that interview. We only know that Christine White lives fairly close to here in Amsterdam, and that state police are saying that this, of course, is an ongoing investigation, one that we know now has spanned more than 10 hours. By land and by sky, police scour Albany County searching for 5-year-old Kenneth White. Investigators say he was abducted in the middle of the afternoon from his home on Thatcher Park Road in Berne.
2 intruders forcibly entered the residence, held down a 19-year-old female.
That woman, police say, is the daughter of White's aunt and uncle, who are also White's custodial parents. Police say they weren't home at the time of the abduction.
We're relying on some leads that hopefully we'll be able to obtain from the 19-year-old who was in charge of watching him at that point.
She was also watching 2 other young children, ages 3 and 4, but police say neither of them were taken or harmed.
You would start thinking right off the bat it's some sort of custodial dispute or something to that effect.
Albany County Sheriff Craig Apple says neither of White's parents have custody of him. They won't say why that is, but they do say they're looking for answers from White's family and from any surveillance cameras, as well as neighbors who are on edge.
Shocked, surprised, absolutely.
So many questions about a boy who police fear could have been taken far away in a flash. Now, less than an hour ago, we did see several state police vehicles leave this parking lot, about 5 in all, but they didn't have their lights on. They didn't seem to be in a rush to go anywhere, so no word on where they were headed. We will stay on top for the story of this developing story for you as we get more information. Of course, stick with us here on air and online at CBS6Albany.com. For now, we're live in Fultonville. Kimberly Howard, CBS 6 News.
Thank you very much, both Kimberly and Craig. We do have continuing coverage on the search for Kenneth White. You can find it online at CBS6Albany.com or else check for updates on both Facebook and Twitter.